Right, so welcome to another episode of the Changeroom. My name is Sbu Zulu, and here we're just going to be chatting nothing else but sports, both locally and internationally.
I'm also Tibs. You forgot to introduce me. But hey,
you do your own introduction. Oh, do your own.
Oh, last week you wanted to do my introduction, so yes.
No, I closed it off with your name. Are you good though?
I'm good. So yes, I am Tibs. We are a hard-hitting, fun, edgy sports review show for the people, by the people. So here are the things that we are going to be discussing today. We're going to be discussing the Sharks being bought out 51% by MVN Holdings.
Yeah,
51%.
You make it sound so bad, like they've been bought out. Well, I mean, they're still part of it. It's just they have like MVN has like majority of the shares. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
We'll get into details about it. We'll get into it. Then, so the other things that we'll be discussing is also the Nedbank Cup.
Yep.
We're going to discuss no centre-back FC or Liverpool.
What they do?
They don't have no centre-backs FC, and therefore from Grace, we'll discuss that. But I think we will start, and some other news. So I think we should start off on like a somber note. We're going to discuss our Sharks, our boys, the Sharks.
Yep.
Two stalwarts in the Sharks change room. They have retired.
I saw what you did there.
I did. You see, with the change room, we are in the change room.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes. So then, Loaz Mvovo and JP Peterson, both backline players, have both announced their retirement last week. Last week.
It's absolute legends, absolute class, and I mean, Loaz Mvovo being like the second most capped Sharks player. I mean, he's been absolutely brilliant over the years. JP Peterson, I mean, who can forget that try against Fiji, 2007 World Cup? I think it was around the 60-something minutes there.
70 minutes.
Towards the 70th mark, and then that tackle, it was a try. I think it was Kowaka or something, his name. He was about to make that try. The scoreline was 26-23. If he scored that, it could have been. We don't know if the Springboks would have won the World Cup.
Exactly,
so it was so impeccable. I think also, I mean, looking at these two gentlemen, they're just outside of the field. They're also amazing people, and I'm just glad that the Sharks also, they offered JP, a coaching role at the Sharks. It's great to see teams doing that. I mean, we know they've done that with Pat Lambie, which is great, So man, it's great. At some point, it had to come to this point where they just like surrender their kicking boots or their running boots. But yeah, man, proper Oaks.
I fully agree. Both come from very humble beginnings.
Yeah.
And like JP Peterson as a stalwart, 69 Springbok caps, absolutely killed it. 180 Springbok Sharks caps.
Sharks caps,
including Currie Cup.
And Super Rugby,
Loaz Mvovo, for me, Loaz Mvovo had the goose step of goose steps. For me, that was the one. I knew hotline fever, give him the ball, he's going to goose step you and guess. He is the man.
Sure. Speaking of Loaz, Loaz Mvovo is like, I know later in his career, in his playing career, a lot of us were disappointed obviously, I mean, we understand, because he was old and he wasn't really as effective as he was. I mean, knowing Loaz Mvovo from back then to what he was, during his last 2 seasons or 3 seasons, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, you'd know exactly what he can do for you.
Yeah.
That boy can run. Boy can grasp.
He was ready to go. And it's really sad because he only has 17 Springbok caps. But he at a time when there was Brian Abana. So
exactly.
I'm like, those 17 caps, he is absolutely worth it. And I just want to say that we salute you guys and your service to the Sharks and the Springboks. Thank you for all the memories. You guys absolutely, for a young black wing that I was in high school, never made it like they did.
What happened to you? Okay.
Hamstring injury.
Yeah. For how long? We've all had hammies, bro. We recovered.
It was a thing. So
it's no problem.
So they were the guys. JP Peterson, Step, they all had memories that we all remember. World Cup moments, champions. Thank you guys for your services.
Legends.
But now, that was the past for the Sharks. But now we're moving into the future.
The future.
Ooh. So now, as you were saying, I shouldn't say bought out. Why should I not say bought out?
No, bought out makes it sound so... It's like it's state captured. Make it sound so captured. Make it sound so... I'm not gonna say things that would, I'm not trying to incriminate myself, but however, I understand, the conversations around, the MVN coming in and people just thinking that, the Sharks now are being ran by an American company. It's a story of sports. And the thing, what's this? Man United owners, I think
They're American.
They're American.
Yeah.
You know, I think at some point, I think Newcastle at some point we wanted to be bought by, or they are currently. I'm not sure. Comment down below and make sure that I get that right. And you know, it's a thing that's been happening there. And I mean, look, it's great for me personally. It's great. Everyone is excited about, you know, having a millionaire or a billionaire. You know, I know his the owner of the MVN. He I think he's an old boy of Kensington, or sorry, of Kingsway or something. Correct me once again. But he's a South African. Obviously, made his fortune out there and above, and he came back. And let's be honest, we all know that he wanted to buy to buy into the Western Province, but that deal didn't really that collapsed, and then you know they went for the Sharks. But now it's great. I feel like that this is what every team would want this to happen. Unfortunately, not for the Western Province, but it's great for the sports. It's great for the image of the team itself and the players and the potential players that they might have.
Oh no, I agree with you. Because you have to understand now that sports is a business.
At the end of the day.
Like the Sharks, cool, they have employees. It's not just, hey, they go on the field, play rugby. There's a business. There's a financial statement that needs to be corrected.
And it's a balance.
It needs to, and then so with an American company and having other people, like they have had sports franchises. They've been a thing of American millionaires, billionaires buying sports franchises.
Yes.
And absolutely like being involved in the business structure of it. Because the Sharks, we are still a young, like, company, if you want to look at it.
In a way,
I think we started in 95.
Rich history, but in recent years, I mean, it's not as massive as the Blue Bulls. It's not as massive, you know, as probably maybe a Western Province, I think, in a way. But it's not so big. But it was effective when it came in, and it could only do as much. So every team needs a bit of an injection. And whether it comes in a form of a donation from the government, when it comes in a form of a millionaire investing in the business, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, they need to also compete in the markets of transfer activities. They need to make sure that that happens. When they go, they start their Pro 14 journey in April or beyond, they need to compete. You know, you can't just go and play against Munster and think that, you know, on any other day, Jaden Hendricks would do everything for you. You want to compete in the market and go in Europe and make sure that you get everything over the line. So it's great, man. For me, it's perfect.
That's what I said. I fully agree. On the business side of things, it's economically like sound. Like it's globalization. They have a skill. They have financial infrastructure that we in South Africa don't have, and making it aware to us and giving us the opportunity to succeed is what we all dream of. Everyone wants to have a world-recognized brand. These guys have like other sports teams in America. They have already done that. So that exposure and that type of marketing strategy is, I think, where sports teams are going. Like Man United is world
renowned. Yes,
like, it doesn't matter what they do on the pitch, which hurts me.
It's fine. We love it.
Yeah,
we love it.
But that's why I think it's a very good deal, and I think it's going to be very conducive.
Yep.
But then also that company is a thing. Also has a subsidiary in Roc Nation. Pow. I was a rapper, T Busy in the mix.
Man, don't do that. Director cuts. This guy is killing us. Anyway, but let's go, baby.
Yeah. So then, having a marketing and talent management as a sports person, is that something that needs to be considered nowadays?
It's essential.
Because I think that sports people are becoming personalities now. They have their own image and not just like a commodity that can be sold and bought by teams. They have to be their own asset to a team. So I think it's a very good forum.
It's a great venture, and I mean it's essential. Also, you're mentioning Roc Nation, and I'm thinking, yes, you know, they're coming in. They also have Siya Kolisi and Chase and Colby under their...
And Lungi and Gidi.
And Lungi. Yeah. Oh, yes, and Lungi and Gidi most recently, yes. And which is great. I mean, this will do wonders for these guys. And also, people hate... Why do people hate on the fact that they are in sort of like partnership, or they are in sort of like under the Roc Nation belts, and now they think they're going to be used as puppets and everything? These guys are getting money, bro.
Yeah.
They are getting money.
Yeah.
dollars in the bank.
Secure in
What you
the
want.
bank, fam.
Whether it's image rights or you're wearing a Nike t-shirt or whatever, it doesn't matter. These guys are getting money. And you need people you need enterprises or people behind the whole thing, like your Roc Nations or whatever, to give these guys that platform. And you can only get to that point if you are good.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, people will say, this is wrong because most of their favorite athletes are not as good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but that's what it is.
No.
And it's great. Look, me, I'm a fan of progress. I'm a fan. That's why I hardly bash players a lot when they do things. I can only bash a Lampard, which is great. It's easy for me to do that.
Yeah.
But honestly speaking, bro, you speak of the people that are doing the actual work on the field. They sacrifice time and everything. And if Roc Nations comes to your door or they give you a call, answer the call, man.
Yeah, no,
Get in the money.
No, and also I think that's something that people don't understand is like sports becoming an entertainment industry, and that you actually, like I was saying before, can become an asset.
Exactly.
And with endorsement deals, with how you financially manage your money, them actually giving you like platforms of I know a lot of sports people have their own restaurants, they have their own wines, they have all of those type of endeavors like that. The talent agencies, the people that are going to open those doors for you. You can become an ambassador for something. Like if you just want to play sport, how you financially manage your money. How many people sports career done and then they go off and do nothing. So then this is what people need, because now they can become an asset and to not only themselves but to a company. You look at someone like Marcus Rashford, who has basically had a whole campaign,
a whole MB,
a whole campaign all about celebrating, feeding all the kids, all the kids. Now for Manchester United, Marcus Rashford is not just a good soccer player, but now he's a good global entity that the club, now he's an asset to the club. So now he's not just a cool, if he does stop scoring, we're gonna sell him. Now he's an actual person that can embody the ethos or the brand ambassador, the fight against racism, and it's a name, because that's what people are starting to follow now with soccer players becoming celebrity status as they follow the name, the player. Cristiano Ronaldo has his own everything. Messi likes Lay's chips.
That's his own thing too.
So then I think that this is entertainment. It's not just it's sports business mind. Now it's not just about can you play on the field, can you perform off the field and represent what you do on the field, off the field, and that's what these companies are doing. So I think it's really, really, really good.
We were having an interesting chat earlier on, and right now, you mentioned of agencies, and I'm thinking of agent, the third party of deals and everything. Yes. I just have to bring it out here. I mean, you had said that having an agent is it's not okay. Is that what I want you to put it out there, because I think I don't know if the arguments were clashing or we were in agreeing. I just want to. Hey, you see now problems.
For me, I'll tell you for free. I think, to be honest, you do need an agent.
Okay.
But here's why. But the thing is, you do need an agent because, like I was saying, clubs treat players like commodities. They let them go, they fire, they do the things. Like an agent, if every Man United supporter knows Mina Raiola because we hate him. But the one thing he does is all of his players, they always get their moves.
The reason, let me just cut you right there, because the reason why I'm bringing this up is because earlier on we were speaking about player agents, and he was against the idea.
I am.
Oh, you still are?
For Man United, but for the player.
We're speaking about sports in general, because I'll tell you what this does. It's great. I mean, I don't even have to go any further. You mentioned what an agent can do for you. And unfortunately, here in South Africa, because I think we try and talk about international sports and athletes and forget about the guys here back at home. If you don't have an agent in South Africa, or you don't have a proper agent, or you really don't want to have an agent, you cannot play for a top flight team. It's difficult for you to break. No matter how talented you are, you can never. It's hard for you to break in. So you need that third party that will do all these things for you. I think one day we'll just perhaps create a sort of a content, not as I'm tired of these things falling.
This is why I used to keep all the cards.
However, I think it's important. It's a conversation that I also like to have. I think if besides the COVID, we'd love to have sports people who actually speak about these things and actual agents, and we talk about how important and the pros and cons. Because here I'm sitting, I'm thinking, yes, the only cons is like the con or condition in this case is like they're taking some of the money. But what about the pros? What does it do for you? Look at the players that have great agents here in South Africa. Your Shabalalas, the Tekos back then, they made their money. They're good. They sorted.
Yeah.
And some of them, you know, some who were not so good. You know, we all know the story of Junaka Kanye, the story of okay, it's fine. But we all know the story. But I think I'd like to have that chat one day, and hopefully we'll actually get to that point. I love it.
I also in the comments below, if what do you think about agents like in South African football and actually like in sport in general? Like, I think that's a very good conversation that we need to have with people. And if you're an agent or know somebody, like, comment, send us a message. Like, we'd love to like further on this discussion.
Yeah, definitely. We'll even have a Zoom. Yeah, we'll Zoom you wherever you are, but we're coming for you.
Yeah, no. So now we're going to switch on. We've talked about the Sharks, but we're still on the rugby field. We're going to go to the Northern Hemisphere. So where
everyone is going, eh?
Yeah,
South Africa is going there too. Yeah.
All the South Africans go as well. So Scotland versus England. Scotland first win at Twickenham in
38 years.
38 years. 38 years.
I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Here's a great thing about that match. It was at Twickenham, and knowing Eddie Jones and his theatrics and his jokes and everything, he probably thought that it was going to be a walkover once again. I mean, these teams have played each other for as long as we can remember.
Yeah, every year.
And every year, basically, yes. And you look at how sort of like likely they didn't take the game seriously. Owen Farrell, whatever, whoever, Ben Youngs and May, they were there. They had like a strong lineup, but the mentality of the players wasn't there. Scotland dominated England in every department. No negotiations. Even if you comment down below, you say whatever, I will come here and...
I will say the weather played a huge factor. But it's England, so rain is always going to be a thing. So I think England wanted to play with the ball. They wanted to try, but the weather wasn't allowing for it.
But the thing is, no, you can't say that because they were at home. You can't say that. They were at home. They must be accustomed to their own weather.
They can be home, but Mother Nature could be against you.
You've
been at home, and when has Mother been against you? But I agree with you in that element. But yeah, so England tried to play a game, and Scotland weren't having it.
Yeah.
Scotland were disciplined, and Scotland, to be honest, they wanted to win.
Yes.
Scotland came to fight. I never saw the fight for England to win the game. They kind of just were, we're here, let's try. But Scotland grinded, they were gritty. It was basically a thing on mistakes, so that it's going to be about kicks, one try, forwards that dominated.
Ooh, the forwards, boy, the forwards. I was going there. Ooh, the forwards, man.
And that's how the game was won. By the engine room.
The engine room, basically.
The engine room won it.
And you know what's great? You know what's great about that match is that I think also. I tweeted this after the match. I said, a friend of my enemy is my friend. And Scotland are our friends. There are a couple of South Africans there. Hello. And besides that, England this game, it was for South Africa also. To Scotland, please, just try. Yes, you know what's great? Because it's the opening game of the Six Nations. They're playing at home and they are the reigning champions.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Eddie Jones said, something about... he was not happy with how England played. So I'd like to think that perhaps he predicted that, this might happen, because how they won against all these other opponents that they played against in the pool matches last season, going into this one, you already saw a bit of these guys
saw a
are
chink
losing.
in the armor.
However, for him to notice that, what did he do about it?
Nothing.
He brought in everybody that he perhaps can say, he believed in, and that thinks that they can play. Yeah. But they did nothing.
To be honest, Scotland outplayed them. At the end of the day, that was the be-all, end-all of the story. You have to win a rugby game. Scotland won. Eddie Jones has to go back to the drawing board, and we have to see what they do next week.
And there could have been more. It could have been more. 2-3 opportunities, golden opportunities that I thought that the Scotland, if they, Scotland needed a bit of if we just borrowed them like a Cheslin, just pulling the nail there in the coffin, Chief. I'm telling you, 2-3 golden opportunities they could have had them. From the opening 5 minutes, Scotland were there.
Yeah,
Scotland were there, bro.
No, Scotland
graphing there, boy.
They came.
It was beautiful to watch.
It was. They literally. They came to take no L's. They were 2021 no L City for us.
Let's go.
Another team that's taking no L City was Wales and Ireland. Wales and Ireland.
Yeah,
Wales won 16-11. But I would have been mad if I was in the Ireland change room, homeboy gets himself a red card.
In 13 minutes into the match.
Now I must run for 67 minutes because this boy wants to be a buffoon.
We're coming to buffoons, eh? We are coming to buffoons,
Leave me.
But that's great though, because I mean, look, no, but Ireland are class, eh?
No. I will say with 14 men, Ireland actually, if the game was 10 minutes shorter, I would have given Ireland to win, eh? I would have given Ireland to win.
Look, I can't even speak well about Wales because they could have used that extra man to their advantage. They should have. But the winning factor, from the Irish side, it took them. I think they probably lost the match just maybe the first 10, 15 minutes of the second half. And it was, at some point it was going to get to that. But
No, for me, I'm positive about Ireland, bro. Like, I think, Murray and Sexton. For me, to be honest, I think Ireland are going to win the Six Nations.
Another buffoonery.
And watch that prediction. No, because I think Murray and Sexton as the halfback fly-off pairing, they look like they can, as a duo, I think they can take apart teams. Yes, Wales.
They've been there forever though. They tried.
No, they've got it. It's their time. Leave them 2021.
It's only Six Nations. Because remember you are forgetting one team, France. France, that is the one team that I believe will win the Six Nations.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, that's another team. Their match against Italy, I know Italy knows, but it's fire. But boys are fire.
No, France
boys
are
fire.
France are fire. Wales also, George North looks like a really strong center. He's been like the top point scorer in Wales for many years. So I'm like, cool. For me, I think it's Ireland. I think that halfback pairing, Earls on the wing, I think they'll be strong. I think they'll be strong.
Right. Before you move to another talking points, here's a what do you call you're certified? Yes, certified.
Ish.
Tibs Ireland. Tibs Ireland to win the Six Nations. I tipped France. What do you think? Comment right down below and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's go.
So last week we did predictions. Well, I can't remember my prediction.
I want to stand up, but the director said no, don't stand up, Chief. But I want to stand up.
So I can't remember my prediction.
So I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Amnesia.
In his words, I tipped Liverpool to beat Man City to open the league title race, whatever, along those lines. But material, bro.
Now that I think about it, I might have said something along those lines. But in my
refer to the first episode. That's what I'm saying.
But in my mind, that was past Tibs. Past Tibs made poor decisions.
That was a week ago.
But I'll discuss what happened. So this is what happened. For me, last season, Liverpool won the league first time in 30 years.
Yes.
But Jurgen Klopp this season said, we're not going to defend the league, we're going to attack the league. And I'm like, yes, Jurgen Klopp, you are going to attack the league, I believe. And the thing is... As
a United supporter, by the way.
For me, as a United supporter, I'm like, yes, Jurgen, I believe, greatness. But then here's the issue. If Liverpool had to win this game, if they want to stay in the title race. So for me, in my mind, I thought, Jurgen Klopp is going to get his boys to perform.
Before you go further, what made you think? What gave you the right to think that Liverpool will win against Man City?
Yes, here's
earlier on you called them a no centre back team.
Yeah.
Which is a valid point. I mean, we can say that. I mean, they've lost a couple of players. It sort of messes up with the momentum. So, what made you think that City will lose to Liverpool?
Okay, so then...
Without fans at the Cup, by the way, because they haven't been winning themselves. It's hard to win at the Cup, eh?
I know, it's hard.
Liverpool can't win themselves.
Liverpool can't win themselves in 2021. So it's hard to win at Anfield. So why I thought it was going to be a case of, for me, I saw that Sadio Mane was coming back and he's an important player to Liverpool. And I thought that he would be fine. So then they've seemed to settle on, the two centre-backs they're going to play are their two defensive midfielders.
Was that Davis, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I thought that that's what they would do. And for me, I thought that they that, you know, like the Jurgen Klopp, I'm going to stamp my chest, I'm going to be angry. I thought that they would out-press and out-attack because they wanted to more than City. But what I saw, Trent Alexander-Arnold, bruh, he was Raheem Sterling's Uber driver. He was literally like, yo, Sterling's like, where the goal at? He's like, bruh, I'll show you. Come on down. I'll direct you to the goal. It's even happening to me now.
It's happening.
Man, we'll move on. We'll be strong.
Yeah.
Trent Alexander-Arnold literally did not know his right from his left. He was like, no, Trent, don't worry, Sterling, come through, bruh. Here are the goals. So for me, I couldn't expect that. I couldn't expect Phil Foden to make Alexander Robinson, Harlem Shake, break an ankle. So I couldn't expect that because, to be honest, that's what cost Liverpool. It wasn't their centre-backs. It wasn't even that they never attacked. Cool, Edison wasn't the busiest keeper, but it was literally that their fullbacks gave City
and the
wins.
Goalkeeper.
You discuss.
And the goalkeeper.
I should discuss how Man City won us the game because I said how Liverpool lost. Trent gave the keys to Sterling.
I'm telling you something. You know, if you have a player who's on fire, Ilkay Gundogan, that Gundogan, that boy is on fire. That boy is doing something amazing. I think in last 11 games before that, he scored like 9 or something. That boy is on fire.
In the past 11 games.
So
I think,
it's 9 actually. It was 9.
Yeah.
So and you have an Ilkay Gundogan. You have a Raheem Sterling as captain on the day, and you also have a Phil Foden. And a team that will have those 3 players playing in their very best football at the time, they can't lose. You know, they can't lose, especially if you're gonna have a Liverpool side that doesn't have majority of their first choice players. And unfortunately, man, look, as much as I don't like Liverpool, I hate United more. I don't like Liverpool, but I feel very bad for them because Vela is a United fan.
I don't.
When you're contradicting yourself, you tip them to win, but now you don't like them.
Yeah, because they disappointed me. How? I put faith in them.
But the thing is, it's so sad seeing Jurgen Klopp now. He's very aggressive lately. He cannot speak with reporters, and you know sometimes he used to enjoy his interviews. He's laughing, he smiles, everything. But now his pain is tangible for me, and I look at Trent Alexander-Arnold that day, and I wasn't surprised to see him fumble like that. Trent Alexander-Arnold is bad at defending. He's not the best defending fullback. He's great going forward. Make him a wing if you want to, but he's bad going back or tracking back or running the meters back, but getting to the opponent and not being able to tackle or make a tackle or stop the cross. He's bad, and it's just. It's so sad yet nice at the same time to see the tears in the Liverpool fans' faces. They are crying every week. They are saying things about United supporters. I don't care. I'm a Chelsea fan, but it's beautiful to see. And you know, I'm mixed emotions, but happy all at once, ne? Yeah, mixed and confused, but good.
Yeah,
let's go.
I feel you. So where do you think Liverpool are going to end up this season? Are they going to make top 4? Or are they going to challenge for the league?
Yeah, look, I think right now it's February and they still have these 2 centre backs to click. They're waiting to see when Matip and Joe Gomez will come back. Van Dijk, because Matip is out for the rest of the season. Has been confirmed out for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So, and also again, with Van Dijk coming back, it doesn't mean Liverpool problems
are fixed.
They're not fixed. Him himself will come there and go like, hey, what's going on here?
I'm like, this is
I
not
don't know these guys.
I
did not sign for this. Take me back to Southampton if you have to. Because now, it's tricky to say Liverpool will make top 4 or not, because now, we're seeing a few teams now, you know, they're starting to pick up. A Chelsea team is picking up, not because I'm a fan, but you see, they went from 10th to the now 5th. You know, they getting those results, it's tricky. And at the top, I mean, this Leicester also side, it's like, you know, it's fighting. So it's crazy. I wouldn't want to predict anything right now. I haven't seen enough of Liverpool this year only. Let's wait until maybe they get a win at Anfield. Maybe.
Then
we'll start talking.
So then in the Liverpool game, Mo Salah scored a penalty, which was, he scored the joint most amount of penalties this season with other man, my boy, Bruno Fernandes, penalty taker, hopscotch. I'm going to put it in the corner. Man United, demolished, destroyed, defeated. Was the king of the for like half a second. But they destroyed Southampton 9-0 on the weekend. Do you have anything to say? Like, yes, Southampton did get an injury, not an injury, a red card.
Yeah.
Brutal tackle in the first minute. Played also again in the change room. I'm going to be, guy, help me.
I'm not even going to try and waste people's time. Look, United were good on the day. You know, and United did what Wales couldn't do.
Yeah.
Use the 1 minute advantage and just get over the points and get. Unfortunately, there's no bonus points in football. So I mean, if you had been very dominant in rugby, you would have gotten that bonus point victory. Yeah. But this time around, 9-0. It was great to see 9 players. There's 9 players, different players scoring, right? Yeah. I think it's 9. Who scored a brace? I think it's 9.
Martial scored a brace.
Oh, Martial. Oh, yes. Martial scored a brace. So that's good. You know, confidence is boosting. And then, next game they'll fumble.
And we did.
Definitely.
And we did. We drew to Everton. Everton had 3 shots on target. So we were... So yeah, inconsistent FC United. I still love you guys. The thing is, the thing is, I know last week you said that United would never win with Ole, and you and a lot of people are saying that. I agree. I stand.
But look, United are not losing, Chief. They are not losing.
No, you're not losing.
You see, the thing is, as a Chelsea fan, I would do anything to be at the point where United are right now. Even if I win 9-0 and draw 7-7 to another team, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not losing though.
Yeah, no, we're not.
That's the thing, though. It seems like it's difficult, with United losing right now, and it's great for the team. It's good.
I'm enjoying it. I just don't think we're going to win the league. I love being a man, but I just don't think Liverpool. Man City's consistency is too great. But some other Premier League results: Spurs, Harry Kane is back. No problems.
No problems. That's what you said. No problems.
No problems.
They struggled against Chelsea. Let me have my water.
Yeah, The Harry and Son connection.
Yep.
That's what Jose Mourinho's adopted children. That needs to be the new Amazon special. Harry and Son. They're like, hey, it's a Rocky scene.
It's a Rocky scene, fam.
It's a Rocky scene. They're struggling. They're getting defeated. They're getting killed by Carl Drago. And then Harry Kane.
But you know what? The thing is, you know what? And I like the fact that Mourinho, when you were speaking after the Chelsea game, he was honest about it. He said, look, we don't have our natural goal scorers here.
Yeah.
They're crucial for us. So if there's no Harry Kane, then there's no party.
There's no party.
And Mourinho is honest.
Yeah.
Mourinho is honest. Like, look, no, it's fine. Okay, let's wait until Harry Kane comes back and then we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll have a good time.
He comes back, he scores, and then it's great. It's beautiful. Everybody is happy. Out in North London, they doing their bits, which is great. You know, it's a good boost for the team if you're playing a few games with your top scorer or with someone who's been performing. And I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool are actually experiencing this downfall. Besides centre midfielders playing centre back, but with the absence of Van Dijk, it's a huge loss, man. With Matip also following, Joe Gomez now also following Yabo, so it's a problem for. It does a lot for the morale of the team, and you can see when Harry Kane is there. Besides him being a captain, you know if you're playing anywhere, if you hoist it down the field, hey, that Son will catch it.
Yeah,
and then it will cut, and then Harry Kane, and you're inspired to see your team finishing all the chances that they're in. I mean, it's great. I think, that's all the team, every team will need to the rest, to like looking at right now until the rest of the season. It's like they'll need players that will make a positive impact. If you can't, then Chief, stay at home.
Yeah,
and stay safe and sanitize.
Harry Kane is the head prefect, but he's the head prefect and the playmaker.
Yep.
Like for him, Harry Kane starts the attack. He's the person that gets the ball, does the long diagonals, holds the ball up. Like the whole attack starts and begins and ends with Harry Kane.
And then those runs from Son coming in on the sides.
Son, Mora, Bergwijn.
Exactly.
I would like to say Bale, but Hade.
You can't talk about that one.
But so then that's why I'll say well done to Tottenham. Harry Kane is back. But Harry Kane, for a lot of people, I don't know if you play fantasy football.
Yep.
But there's fantasy football. Harry Kane is the top goal scoring striker in fantasy football. For me, my personal fantasy football team did really well this week.
Yep.
I got 81 points.
Oh, that's dope.
No, it's dope. I captained my boys.
He's getting something right.
I'm getting
besides predictions, besi's predictions, getting something right.
No, I got 81 points. So then, if you're in the comments below, you can put down how many points you got. Who was your person that carried your team through? Because for me, it was Son. Son is my captain.
Oh yeah.
Captained him, and then to be honest, Dallas from Leeds. Got 12 points, clean sheet, assist, bonus points.
Proper.
And James Justin. Those are my two low-key slayers that had me for my fantasy team. So talk about your fantasy team. What is your strategy for your wild card? How are you looking for your next few game weeks? We'd love to hear
And who's
from
your
you.
captain? That's also important. Captain boost, but triple boost. When do you apply it? And it's
when
great.
do you apply it? I haven't used my triple captain yet. So when are you going to use your triple captain? I need ideas. I can tell you about my team. We can discuss in the comments. So we're in South Africa. So now it's time to speak about local football. It was the David and Goliath, the Nedbank Cup, where it takes the low teams in the division, in the championship versus the Premier League teams, the ultimate underdog story, the time where two teams enter, one leaves, and there was certainly some teams leaving.
Oh, what a beautiful way to actually introduce it. It's a like you said, David and Goliath, and I even said this. I always tweet things, ne? So I said, cup football puts the whole football can kill you to a whole new level. It doesn't only kill you, dude. You feel like you have corona, Chief. You feel like you have it, and you feel like taste buds. What's going on? What's going on? No, look, Chief. Look, I'm telling you a story. Let's go back last week.
Yeah.
We're talking about Sundowns and Stellenbosch FC.
Yeah.
Sundowns score in the dying minutes, and then it's 2-1, then it's 2, and then it's 2-2, and then at some point, then extra time, then Sundowns snatch the victory 3-2. But Chief, it was close.
Even Zulu going through 1-1 penalties, and then no, we're still here though. We're gonna fight it. We're gonna fight it.
You talk about other things. It's great because look, I don't have a favorite when it comes to Amazulu and Golden Arrows. They're both local teams. It's fine. Anyone was supposed to go through. But Kaizer Chiefs.
But Gavin Hunt at the wheel. We are here for you. You were the person last week that said Gavin Hunt is fine at the wheel.
No.
I told you for free. Gavin Hunt is taking that man down the path of destruction.
I must pay you for that knowledge. I'll tell you something, bro.
Yeah.
Look, no, man, this is not right, Chief. No, I'm trying to. Man. I can't even say, dude, no.
I can genuinely say Kaizer Chiefs, I think, thought that they're gonna win.
How are these guys going to play CAF football?
Yeah, they're going, but I don't. That's Kaizer Chiefs. I'll be honest with you. For me, Kaizer Chiefs only played well when they went down to 10 men. When they went down to 10 men, then I think they said, "Oh damn,
you play.
We might lose this game." And then they literally because for those 10 minutes that they said, "Hey, we're down 1-0. There's only 20 minutes left. We're down 10 men. All we can do is attack." They were attacking.
And they were playing, eh?
Castro's goal was phenomenal. Then he had one chance in the 90th minute. That was harder than his first goal. His first goal was stupid. I'm like, bro, he's on the floor. He's out there bicycle kicking. I'm like, God, where did you learn this from?
But he did it. But he couldn't score a flipping. Was it a header?
A header.
Was it a header?
Kaizer Chiefs is on herder. He's on herder. Kaizer Chiefs. It's on herder.
Close as me and you. You're the goalkeeper. I'm me. Homeboy decide, no, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna aim for the sky.
But look, look. I think man. At some point, I think someone out there needs to identify what's wrong with Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, please, in the comments below, tell us.
Really?
We want to know. I say it's Gavin Hunt, but tell us.
But there's the thing though, I don't agree with Kevin Hunt. Kevin Hunt, we know, look, you know what he said after the game? He said this is probably the first time in 26, 28 years of me coaching, losing to a lower division side.
Yeah.
It can't be him. Kaizer Chiefs are used to losing to teams down the road. So it's fine for Kaizer Chiefs. They are used to this. But no, man. No, look, yes, I'm a Paris fan, but look, this is painful, man. Looking at a team with such great history and
true.
going to a derby, it's a dead rubber, man.
Dead rubber, but Pirates are gonna come through, take it, and be like,
exactly. And you can't even look. We used to celebrate victories, Pirates victory over Kaizer Chiefs for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Even if they play Sundowns and they win, but still, they beat you.
No, Pirates and Chiefs made me drink Carling Black Label. I'm like, they're Carling Black Label Cup. Yeah, I support Pirates, so I drink Black Label. So I'm like, that's how big the derby is. It's got me to drink Black Label.
It's not right. It's not right. And I think, let's be honest. Yes, we've heard a lot of Kaizer Chiefs fans saying this, that, it's because they can't get players and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's true, you know. As much as Kaizer Chiefs are not as competitive in the transfer activities, you know, alongside your Pirates, your Sundowns, even your Super Sports get players more than Kaizer Chiefs, and it's a problem. And that has a lot to do, you know, with everything that's happening right now. I mean, these are the same players that flunked the league last season.
Yeah,
and the wheels were coming off. The wheels were coming off towards the end of the season after the lockdown, and actually just before the lockdown. I think they lost to AmaZulu 1-0. Then it was downward spiral. And then after that, you can see the Kaizer Chiefs are not there, man. They just. Shame, they are tired. They've left everything to God's hands, and then, you know, as Pema Malema would say. But it's not nice. I'm not enjoying this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not enjoying this. I want a Kaizer Chiefs side to lose against a Richards Bay FC while they are number 1 or number 2 in the league, and it's great. I think it's great for football, so that when they lose there, and then maybe we, as a Pirates fan, they do better in the cup. We're like, we have something to talk about. You know, conversations are longer, but now.
I will say, to be real, for Kaizer Chiefs, I do think it's like a lot of individual mistakes. Like, you can actually see they sort of have a formation, they sort of know what they're doing. Like,
sort of.
No, but like, you see a structure. But the issue is cool, like up front, Castro and then Narkovic. Like, they're getting chances. It's not like chances aren't being created for them. They're just not scoring. And then even both goals that the Richard FC scored, Richards Bay FC, like, the keeper, I don't know where he was, bruh. He was out there, like, he lost his Wi-Fi signal. He was out there, he
searching.
Was in no position to find anything. So for me, I think it maybe isn't Gavin Hunt. I think that it's just individual mistakes are costing them big time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We can agree.
We can agree. Stamp of approval. We're done with our Kaizer Chiefs. Thank you for making my weekend.
But it doesn't mean I will not stop making fun of you. I will every time.
Okay. So for our next segment, we're going to be discussing the Proteas. Proteas, men and female, both lost to Pakistan this past week. The females, it was fine. They still won the T20 series, 2-1. Like, my Afrikaans is bad, but Sune Lewis.
Yeah,
that's her name.
The captain.
There we go. She's led a really good team.
Yes.
It's been a really strong performance. And dead rubber, they gave and only lost by 8 runs. So for me, I think they'll be fine. Like, they're still, I think, are slightly below like the Englands and Australias of the world. But I still think that they are in great competition in the women's division.
Absolutely. And I think, you know what's great about this, because I think we need to differentiate. And there's Proteas and then there's Momentum Proteas. The other ones don't have that cap before. Yeah. But you know what's great about the Momentum Proteas is that the fact that, you know, they can play.
Yeah.
These ladies can play, and you know, I'm just happy that I've got to witness some of the players that rise to where they are right now. Like notably, Nonkulego Mlaba, a girl from Nanda. You know, but they call her Lefty, and she's left-handed, of course, but she's fantastic. And then she went on. She joined the team that was in the World Cup last year in Australia. They lost to Australia in the semi-finals. It was great story. And this time around, after their second win in this 3-match series, Sune said that, you know what, look, we have to compete and play as much as we can and make sure that we play at the highest level. It doesn't matter who comes in, even if they give a chance to the sort of like fringe players who don't get a chance, who normally don't get a chance. And because you never know when you're going to play cricket again. And she's great. And it was, you know, because of the pandemic and everything, and people really now are starting to pay attention to the Momentum Proteas and like what they're doing. And, you know, it's nice to hear people talking about, you know, female crickets and or the female cricket sector, you know, and without comparing it to the Proteas or whatever. Well, they can't. I mean,
they're
winners and not so winning. But it's great though, you know, and it's beautiful, man. The last match was a dead rubber. They lost 8 runs. It's okay.
No. But I think they're doing the nation proud. Doing the nation proud.
Just a quick shout out to Shubnem Ismail. I always get her name wrong. She's been fantastic. A top bowler. She went up a few places in the ICC World Rankings. She's been fantastic.
Fantastic.
And man, just fantastic. Everything all round. Everybody, well done.
Yeah, she's fantastic. So now, last week, if you were, I did bash on the Proteas. And I apologize for one part of my bashing.
Yes, I'm waiting for this. Say it.
No. So then the one part, for me, what I will say is...
Don't explain. Say what you're saying.
Our bowlers did their job. For me, that's all I'm going to
Not
say.
what I was expecting.
Or what were you expecting?
Aiden Markram.
Oh, never.
I'll give you the facts. Aiden Markram does not deserve all the bashing people are giving him. Because,
Okay, yeah.
first of all, Aiden Markram, I feel like he's our next test captain. And he top scored, right? I think it's 227 runs in the entire series.
Yeah.
He top scored.
Yeah.
And what did he do yesterday? He was on the... Yesterday, a few days ago.
Yeah.
Whatever that day was. But it was good. You could tell. Look, Aiden Markram is a proper batsman. I was waiting for you to say that, but now you're talking about bowlers. I'm like, oh, this guy.
I'll be honest, because I was saying, cool, he did well, but in a losing team. Like, I don't care what you... Like, no, think about it. Cool. Oh, you can play well. Did you lose? Who cares how well you played? For me...
No, but it's crucial for us.
Oh, no, but
It's crucial for us.
I will say, even with Aiden Markram, he scored that first 100, he had scored in 24 innings.
In 24 innings. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
His job is to bat. How are you scoring 100 every 24 times you decide to bat?
No.
But then all of a sudden, pow, I'm a great batsman. No.
Okay, this will get deeper. Go on.
No, but like what I will say, Aiden Markram isn't the issue because to be honest, he still has actually a very good batting average. His average is 41. Like I'm just saying.
Great.
That's why I said I don't blame the bowlers. The bowlers restricted Pakistan to 260 or 270, and then then 290 something. But like so then that was fine. But aside from Aiden Markram this time, who batted? What?
Tema Bavuma did well.
But
I was proud of, and that's another guy who I feel like he needed the innings, bro. He needed the innings, and everybody's been bashing. Those are the two
people that have been bashing.
Exactly.
I'll give you that.
And they needed those innings. And for me, and I'll tell you something, bro. For me, I'm happy, bro. People are sad and people are disappointed. I'm happy
Okay.
because I've always been looking at the brighter side because this team is. I know people have been saying it's rebuilding ever since, but look, the CSA itself is going through a lot of changes itself. Then there was a Gibson era. Then in came this, and then people said, no, we don't want these guys because Graham Smith is bringing his friends. There were a lot of things, man. And now you couldn't select players because of quota system. And I understand. A lot of non-black people are complaining about it. Like, no, we have black people who are not as good. And Bavuma needed that, bro.
No,
Bavuma needed that.
No, Bavuma
it's great.
Yeah.
Ooh, but the next thing is, I don't want us to like, busy fighting and say all these things. But the problem is right now, what do we do moving forward?
Yeah.
Do we press reset and say everyone averaging 40 plus can come back, the rest must go?
Yeah.
Or do we say, no, we can still bounce back?
For me, I think Quinton de Kock needs to decide if he's a batsman, a wicketkeeper, or a captain. Because
Can he be all three?
No, but for me, in this game, he batted, like you're batting 5, he was batting 6. He's taking up a batsman slot, is what I'm saying. And I can say in this series, he didn't perform. And that is something that you need to think about. I'm like, is he... Because at number 7, he was scoring all the runs. He was carrying the tail. He was being like a wicketkeeper batsman. Yeah. But now we're expecting him to carry like the middle portion of our entire innings. So my thing that I'm thinking is we have to, I think, reset, like you said. I do think Markram, as much as I've given him flack, I do think Markram is the future of South African cricket, at least as a batsman.
Test cricket.
And especially as a captain, because he was the under-19 captain that took us to the World Cup.
Yep.
So I think he's that guy.
Yeah.
My only issue is, how do we build the team around, like what is the formation? Who's our opening batsman? Who's our number 3? I don't think we've got all of those things because we're relying on Faf. But are we relying on Faf of the past or the current Faf? Because,
good question.
Because current Faf, for a season or two, that's why not that reason I lost his captaincy, but that's been a reason. And so I just think for us, it's a reset. It's a reset of who do we need?
Yeah.
And then let's try and build something new around that.
But now, I think the most important question right now is, if we're saying we're resetting, and obviously with the whole resetting phase, it comes with a filter that says, okay, if you're doing this, if you're averaging this, if your strike rate is this
Yes.
and this. So now we're looking at the 11 that was part of that. We're looking at, okay, not just only the 11, but the players that are contracted with the Proteas and say, okay, sharp. We have a Keshav there, we have a Lungi, we have a Rabada, we have all these other players. When it comes to bowlers, what's the criteria there? Who failed this there? You know, because remember,
I see what you mean.
Because
I see
remember,
what you're saying.
moving, because everyone going to Kawalpindi were confused as to what the wicket does.
Yeah.
At first, prior to the second test starting, Mark Boucher said, you know, it looks like it's a field for seam bowlers.
Yeah.
Keshav came in and took 3.
Yeah.
Simple as Dhlomo,
Yeah.
you know? And then Keshav went on to grab a couple of wickets, and then now it's a whole different dimension. So it's a subcontinent, so you don't know what you're doing. So do we say, if we're going to a subcontinent, we're taking Keshav, we're taking George Linda, and then the rest? Or we're saying, okay, let's just see what we can do here.
I see.
You know?
And that's what I said. I think there needs to be a better foundation of planning. Like you said, who are the 3 best bowlers in that type of condition? Like, I think the days are gone where it's cool. Dale Steyn can get 10 wickets, any wicket that you need to go on.
Yeah.
I think those days are gone. I think even for batsmen, even for bowlers, even maybe Quincy.
But they still contribute. They're still a huge factor, though.
I know, and that's what I said of, but the team isn't there.
Yeah.
That's what I said of everyone. I think all the players that were there, I don't know, unless in the comments below, unless you know 1 or 2 players that shouldn't have been there. I think everyone is there. I just think it's the plan of how are you going to get the wickets?
And execute the plays.
How am I not going to face the new ball? I think now it's those type of things, which is why I get back to like the Cox captaincy. Is that a thing of, did he use the bowlers in the right time? Because Rabada, for one time, never saw the new ball. Then I'm like, then why is he playing? Because he's not there to bat.
Yeah.
But then now you're not trusting your strike bowler with the new ball. So then that has to think about tactics, and then did you pick the right team for the fixture? So I think that's where it needs to start.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be a rebuilding phase for a couple of years, and we'll see where it takes us.
And you know, I think we also at a good place whereby if you're talking of rebuilding, we're in a good place whereby you can tap into your, you know, the T20 Cubs tournament thing is happening there. You know, let's look. We are rebuilding. Let's just throw in the sack and say, you know what?
Yeah.
We're gonna have a team with average 24, 25 players, age 25, with an average of that age, and say, look, take us forward. Let's work with these guys.
Let's do it.
You see, you can do that, or a simple, maybe a psychologist is needed there to work with the guys, but you can never teach an old dog new tricks. You know, you can't tell Faf how to. You know, to have a winning mentality. He knows when to have a winning mentality. I mean, he recently scored 100 not so long ago. You know, it's a problem, man. Aye.
Yeah. No, well, we were correct with our Proteas prediction. Well, ours. Hashtag just saying. So, time for my favorite segment.
Yeah.
MVP. So for everybody, that is who is your most valuable player, whether it's all the team sports, individual sports, for the week. This past weeks of fixtures, tell us. I know my one. It is the boy, the myth. These are my dance moves.
Who's that?
Jesse.
Jesse. The praise.
The Ronaldinho. I'm going to start my own dance academy. Lingard. Out here scored a brace on his debut. On 190 minutes for West Ham United. Has scored more goals than Christian Pulisic and Kai Havertz in the Premier League. Get it, Jesse.
Kai Havertz has a hat trick. By the way, he has a hat trick. Doesn't matter if it's FA Cup, but he has it doesn't matter. But yes. No, kudos to Jesse, man. What a way.
Jesse, my MVP of the week. Who's your MVP?
I have a couple. Look, I'll go back to Aiden Markram. I think Aiden Markram, I was happy. I needed him to do that for me. I defended him last week. I needed him to do this for me. And also, I have to, by the way.
Yeah.
We didn't tap into the other sports, but Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
The first player to win 3 trophies in 3 different decades, eh? What a boy.
Yeah.
What a boy.
What?
Yeah.
He
so,
is...
Aiden Markram, Tom Brady for me. Who is yours?
Who's yours? Cool. Team of the week? Who's your team of the week?
Yeah. No, this one goes without saying.
Yeah.
Man City. Definitely.
Yeah, okay. For me, it had to be the David and Goliath, David overcoming Richards Bay. My boys had to be the David and Goliath.
The rich boys. I can already see them. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, I had to be the boys. I love a good underdog story. Had to be Richards Bay.
Definitely.
And then, what was your fixture of the week? Like,
Definitely.
the game in the week that you enjoyed the most, and then you said, if anyone at home, go watch this game now.
Right, so I was a bit disappointed with the weather in Potchefstroom, the Momentum One Day Cup final between the Lions and the Dolphins. By the way, the trophy, if you did not get those results, the trophy was shared because of Potchefstroom weather.
Yeah.
But I was looking forward to that match. However, look, it doesn't go without saying, or without going without saying, it's the thing. It's literally the England versus Scotland match. I enjoyed that match. It was great. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I enjoyed that match. It was proper. But that was my match of the weekend.
Okay, mine's gonna be boring. But yeah, Man United winning with 9-0. Like Bruno Fernandes, there were 9 goals. He had to score a penalty because that's his thing. Like consistency is key. So I had to be Bruno Fernandes. So next week, we're gonna have predictions again, so we can discuss his buffoonery next time.
No, me, I get things right. By the way, I've only made one strong prediction, which I'm certain about, which is the France winning the Six Nations, which we'll see that later on in the months or the year. But I'm also looking forward to see how France play when they take on Ireland. Wales, by the way. Wales in the Six Nations this weekend. That's the match I think I'm most looking forward to. I'm enjoying a bit of rugby right now because I was hurt in the final of the Currie Cup. But the rugby is always there. But the DStv Premiership returns. Then there's a current test happening right now between India and Australia. And then we saw that England won today. And hey, what a boo!
England are here.
England are coming actually.
England are here.
They're coming. So you tell us what you think. What are you most looking forward to? Everything and anything that we talked about in every segment on the comments below. And make sure you like, subscribe. And we are available on every digital streaming platform. I think that's what we said.
That's the thing,
Look, people should understand, we are not used to this thing. Disclaimer, Chief. Disclaimer, we're not used to this thing. So it will take us time to understand. That's why last week I was like, share, subscribe. I was counting. Maybe I wrote it here, but I don't remember. But I was like doing this. But I
want to give a special shout out to some of our best people that have been sharing our stuff, commenting on our thing. So a special shout out to Ayanda, Narika, Siddharth, Eggs Benedict, and then another special shout out, Eggs Benedict. Eggs Benedict, explain yourself. I'm like, I heard it here. I'm like, Eggs Benedict, explain yourself for 2 months. Like, in the comments, explain yourself for 2 months.
Why are you not reading it? Once again, go over it. It's Norika, Ayanda, Sid, and Eggs Benedict. Thank you so much. And make sure you share and like this and tell all your friends about it.
I'm Tibs.
And I'm Sbu.
And we are the Changeroom.